Hey my beautiful Capricorn peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Ann from CancerMoonsTarot, and I'm coming at you with your mid-October 2022 tarot reading. How are you? I hope y'all are well. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump on into it, and we shall see what is up here for the Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus regarding mid-October 2022. We're going to go ahead and see what we got in store here for you regarding your second half of October. What do we have showing up here, please, for the zodiac signs of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout mid-October 2022. All right, checking out here your overall energy. We start out here with the Queen of Pentacles. So Queen of Pentacles coming into play here for you. It is a massive card here that usually represents self-care, at least in the way that I tend to read tarot. So it's a card that indicates self-care. It does feel to me like you're in a place in time right now where you're very focused on making sure that you're taken care of and that, oh, excuse me. Let me go ahead and put my phone on Do Not Disturb real quick. Thank you all very much. But usually it's a card that tends to represent taking care of yourself, putting your own feelings, emotions, desires, passions, responsibilities, kind of putting that in the front line instead of leaving it on the back burner, okay? So I do see that being the overall kind of theme here for you this month. Moving along here into your current situation, we start out with the Four of Cups, we have here the Moon, and we also have the Five of Swords. Yeah, I can see why you're putting yourself first here, Capricorn, because taking a look into your current situation, Four of Cups, the energy of feeling ignored, Moon card coming into play here, definitely having some things that have made you upset or that you're currently upset about, and Five of Swords, almost that energy of like fighting to be heard. So I kind of feel like you're in a situation right now, Capricorn, where you're very much so fighting to be heard. For many of you, this might be in the retrospective, fighting to be heard by somebody that you love, whether that is a husband, whether it's a best friend, whether it's a family member, a lover, whoever, even possibly potentially within the workplace, right? You could be fighting to be heard from your boss. You might have a boss who is kind of brushing off your concerns about your job, so on and so forth. So you seem to be in a space here in the mid-month where it's like, I'm tired of my voice not being heard. It doesn't matter how loud I speak. It doesn't matter how much I clarify. There seems to be a giant lack of understanding right now between you and a person or potentially a situation. So coming into the mid-month here, right, the overall energy being the Queen of Pentacles, it's like, well, fuck it. If I'm not going to be heard, then I'm very well likely going to make sure that I continue to hear, understand myself, but most importantly, provide for myself if other people aren't willing to take what I'm dealing with into consideration, okay? Having a look here, though, at how you're going to or what it is you're going to do about your current situation, how you're going to deal about your current situation. Let's see what's going on there. So what are my Capricorn peeps going to be doing about their current situation in mid-October 2022? What are my Capricorn peeps going to be doing about their current situation? We have here a flipper, which is going to be the Ten of Wands. Moving along here into two more cards. What do we have? We have the Two of Swords. And then lastly for you, we have here the Ace of Pentacles. Yep. So Capricorn, it's like what you're doing about your current situation is like you're coming to the conclusion, right? You have here the Ten of Wands. Right now, I don't feel heard and I'm upset about it. I'm suffering because I'm not being understood. I'm not being prioritized. I'm not having people pay attention to me. It feels like no matter what I say, it will never make an impact. And with the Two of Swords coming into play here, it's like I've kind of had blind faith. You could see the blindfold on this woman over here. It's like I've kind of had blind faith for a while that things would change, but I've been waiting for far too long and I need to make a choice. I need to make a decision, which is what the Two of Swords is all about. It's about having to make a choice, having to make a decision. And with the Ace of Pentacles now coming into play, it's like, well, I'm going to take the opportunity to just be there for myself, validate myself, love myself. Because if somebody else here isn't going to do it, I sure as hell am done fighting for them to show me that they give a damn. So Capricorns, coming into the second half of the month here for you, your current situation is feeling ignored, feeling left out in the cold, people ignoring you, especially on an emotional level, feeling like you have to fight just to be able to be heard. And what you're going to do about it here is essentially what your overall energy is. It's like, I'm going to validate me, take care of me instead, because what's the point of fighting if somebody else is just showing me that they don't give a damn, So very sorry for the Capricorns that are going through this, because as I've previously mentioned for this reading, it does feel to me like this is about somebody who is relatively close to you. It's about somebody who should show that they care. There's a lot more than just talking and saying things. Action is incredibly important because action inevitably speaks louder than words. And whoever this person's action or whoever this person is, it's somebody that you do care about and that should definitely care about you too, but they're not coming through with showing you that they care with their actions. So you're getting very fed up here at this point, and it's like, I'm just going to take care of myself. And you know what, Capricorn? I do not blame you. Moving on forward into your reading, though, I want to go ahead and see if there are anything, or if there is anything that you're not going to be aware about here this month that you should be aware about. So is there anything that Capricorn, right off the bat, Three of Swords, is there anything that Capricorn isn't aware about this month that they should be aware about regarding mid-October 2022, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? Is there anything that Capricorn is not aware about that they should be regarding the second half of October 2022? So we started out with the Three of Swords. Moving on forward from that, we have here the Seven of Pentacles. And then lastly here for you, Capricorn, we have the Two of Cups. Interesting. I definitely feel like this is in regards to the person you're dealing with, the person that you feel is currently ignoring you or invalidating you. So looking at what you might not be aware about is that this person is in pain. We start out here with the Three of Swords. You know, it's a card that represents pain. Three of Swords is also a card, though, too, that represents separation. So they could currently be in a place where they're in or dealing with a good amount of pain to the point where it separates them from their empathy. It almost kind of feels to me like you're connecting with a person right now that because they're going through their own shit, they're not aware of the damage that they're causing to others, aka you, Capricorn. So it's like they're almost out of touch with their empathy because they're heavily empathizing with themselves. You know, with the Seven of Pentacles coming into play here, Seven of Pentacles is a card that represents growth. Two of Cups is a card that represents connection. So it seems to me that this person feels that there's pain that's been growing within their lives, but they haven't had a way of connecting that pain, or more so expressing that pain with the people that they love. So it feels to me, Capricorn, and it's not an excuse, by the way, for this person's behavior. I definitely want to point that out. It's not an excuse for how they've been behaving, but they don't know how to communicate it with the connection that the both of you have. That's what it really comes down to. So I feel like your person's completely detached from their empathy that they can give to you, because they're so hard focused on empathizing with themselves right now. And with that being said, they're pushing you away and they don't even realize it. You know, their behavior here is them lashing out, but most importantly, the reasoning behind that is because of whatever is causing them pain at this time. Now, I don't feel, Capricorn, that it's necessarily you. I don't think you've caused this person pain, but I feel like they're not very good at expressing it when they're going through something. So the pain kind of sits here, kind of fizzles up in the connection. And unfortunately, because they're going through all this pain, they inevitably lash out and they project it onto you. And it becomes a cycle of pain that nobody wants to deal with. So as far as what I see here for you, Capricorn, taking a look at what you're not aware about, maybe you're not aware about what specifically this individual is going through, but I think that there is a lot more they're going through than they have revealed, if they have revealed anything. So yeah, that seems to be kind of the culprit here in this case. But as I've previously mentioned, though, it does not give that person a free pass to lash out or to project whatever it is they are going through. Okay? All right, Capricorn, let's see where this is going to be going throughout the rest of your month. So where is the situation going to continue to go throughout the rest of mid-October 2022? Where is this situation going to continue to go for Capricorn? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout mid-October 2022. We have an Ace of Cups. We also have here a Three of Cups as well. Moving on forward from that, we do have the King of Swords. And then lastly for you, we have the Eight of Swords. Oh, Capricorn, you're going to get pretty stern with this person for sure. There's only so much you can take, Capricorn. Capricorns are very good at keeping their calm. You guys are very good at being grounded and level-headed. But when you start to get personal with a Capricorn knows exactly what they need to do to have a very honest conversation. So I feel like what you can expect going forward throughout the rest of mid-October is that it looks to me like you're going to have a very open and honest conversation with this individual of interest. Ace of Cups here, Three of Cups. I love you. I care about you. I enjoy spending time with you. But King of Swords, as of lately, I haven't. King of Swords is that energy where you got to get real. So Capricorns, you're going to be getting real here with your person, saying, look, the way you've been behaving, the actions that you've had, the way you've treated me, it's not okay and it's not going to fly. So you're definitely going to be speaking up for yourself here as much as possible. I do see that here for you. You're going to be letting out all your thoughts, onto an empty canvas here. You're really going to make sure that the individual you're dealing with gets an understanding of how it's been like for you and what you've been experiencing and how you've been feeling, because I definitely feel like you kind of encountered many times, based upon this person's behavior where you've started to doubt if they even care about you, because of how they've been brushing you off. It's like, do they even care about me anymore? Do they even love me? Do they give a shit? Because it's the way they're acting like they don't. So I definitely feel like you're going to have a pretty broad, open conversation here with the individual you're dealing with. And, at the same time, like I mentioned, with the overall energy being the Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn, this second half of October, you're taking care of yourself. If they're not going to validate you, then you're going to validate yourself. They're not going to show love. You're going to love the fuck out of you because you're going to give yourself whatever's lacking here in this connection. But as far as what I'm seeing from where things are going, I do see you communicating to them and having a very open conversation, really making sure that you get off your chest everything that you need to. All right, Capricorn. So I definitely see that at play here for you. Is there going to be anything coming in here for Capricorn, though, this month? Anything at all? Anything that they need to hear? Is there going to be anything coming in here for Capricorn regarding mid-October 2022? We have the Empress card, which is growth. So I do feel like this conversation is going to spark growth, and that's good news. That's what I like to see for sure. So I feel like Capricorn, when you end up having this very blunt, honest, real, raw conversation with the person you're dealing with, saying, hey, like at the end of the day, the way you've treated me is unfair. I'm not sure what you're going through, but it doesn't make it right for you to act this way to me. Like when you have this very deep conversation with your person of interest, I think it's going to spark growth for sure. Empress card coming into play here represents new beginnings. It represents growth. It represents almost like a fresh start in a way sometimes too. So I do feel like after that conversation, things will drastically improve for you. So what I feel is coming in here for you is I do feel like there will be improvement for sure. So I do love to see that. Moving into the next card, we have the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, so the person you're dealing with, there starts to get equality back into the equation. Six of Pentacles is the card that represents equality. It represents equal give and take. It's like, listen, if I've been a dick to you, I deserve you being a dick to me, right? And at the end of the day, if you've been kind to me, nothing but kind to me, I should have been kind to you all along. So it's like your person here wakes up. They snap out of that place where they've been in that mode of only having empathy for themselves and screw everybody else. They really start to open up their eyes and realize it once you have that conversation. And like I mentioned, the thing about Capricorns is that Capricorns can stay quiet for a very long time. It takes a lot to really set a Capricorn off, but when you end up getting caught in a very serious conversation with a Capricorn, like you see how serious the Capricorn is. And it's like, whoa, and it takes those serious conversations sometimes to wake and shake people up. So I definitely see that at play for you. And then with the Queen of Cups showing up over here as well, for what's coming in here for you, you start to get this person's understanding. They start to understand how they've been affecting you emotionally. They start to empathize. They start to realize their wrongs and their mistakes. And I definitely feel here as well that there will probably be communication here. Yeah, we have the Hermit card. Like they'll realize how they haven't been there for you. So the individual that you're dealing with will start to understand where they've abandoned you in certain ways and how they've abandoned, certain things that, certain principles that they should have kept up with you, but also they understand how they've abandoned certain needs that they are supposed to be providing, depending on whatever kind of relationship you have, whether it's a romantic one, a parental one, so on and so forth. So your person here starts to really get a grasp, and that's good. Okay, so that's good news. There was something I want to mention as well, though, about the individual you're dealing with. I do feel that they're not necessarily going to give you everything yet, Capricorn, in reference to what's been upsetting them. Whatever's been going on with them, I don't feel like they're going to explain the full story yet in mid-October, but I think as time goes on, they're going to open up. So I feel like it's a sure bet that you're going to get a better understanding of them as well as the time passes on. So I would definitely hold on out on that because I feel like it's coming. Okay. So Capricorn, they may not convey everything, but as time goes on, I do feel like this person will open up more to you. All right. That's the best way I can put it. But taking a look here though at the overall outcome, what's going to be the overall outcome here for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout mid-October 2022. What is going to be the overall outcome here? And what do we have? We have here the Seven of Cups, and following that Seven of Cups, we have here the Chariot. Beautiful. So it's like you move out of the energy, right? That's foggy, because Seven of Cups is the energy that represents feeling overwhelmed, feeling very confused. So you move out of this energy of everything being up in the air and confusing into a better path. So I think that things are going to get clarified. You know, things have been kind of foggy, wonky. There's been bumps in the road right now between you and this person you've been connected with for a little bit, but it's going to start to get better, you know? And the thing is that, you know, I can tell you, Capricorn, you know, give up on this person, let them go. You know, they shouldn't treat you this way. But at the same time, too, if this is somebody like a husband, somebody like a wife, a parent, a friend, you know, if these are people that you don't ever want to give up on, you know, I'm not going to initially say, hey, keep it popping, pushing and moving forward, because at the end of the day, everything can get solved and fixed through. As I mentioned, do they have an excuse for the way they've treated you? Hell no. But do I see them understanding after you have that very serious conversation and you really open up? Yeah. And I think that, you know, if you're a Capricorn and you open up to this person and they show that they can give a shit less, then if that's the case for you, fuck them, move on forward. That's going to be my advice right there. Like, if you're a Capricorn, you open up, you pour your heart out to this person and they don't give a shit, then guess what? Let them watch you walk away and see what they missed out on. Okay. You have every right to move on right then and there. But if your person, like it's saying in the tarot, is going to realize their wrongs and really try to work at it with you, then, you know, don't give up. Obviously, like, shit happens sometimes we get way too deep in our own shit, like this individual. It's no excuse, but it happens. And, you know, there is room for redemption there, you know, so take it how it resonates, of course, depending upon your situation. So looking at the outcome, as I mentioned, 7 of Cups here, Chariot card, things start to become clear. There starts to be clear communication. Both of you start to understand one another again. Both of you start to understand, you know, where things went wrong. This person starts to understand their faults. This person here starts to recognize how they mistreated you and they want to change that. So I feel like you're moving in a good direction, right? Because Chariot card is that card that represents moving in a good direction forward. So that's what I see happening here for you, which is overall great news. You know, it's like that one serious conversation that changed everything. That's essentially what this reading is. All right. So it's going to be moving in a better direction here for you. I don't really feel like you have much to worry about. All right, Capricorn. All right, baby. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it so much. If you are new here, please do consider subscribing. That would be great. If you enjoyed today's video, definitely do feel free to drop a like. And of course, if this wasn't your story, if it didn't make any sense or it didn't resonate to you, you can check out any future videos I post or any other awesome tarot readers on the YouTube platform. But Capricorn, I love you. Have an amazing rest of your October, and I will see you all in the next video. Much love, Capricorns, and have yourselves a good one. Later, y'all, and peace.